So, Bowles and Gintis, part two. So, um, looking at some evaluation points. Okay, don't forget that evaluation can be positive and negative. Okay, so if you have something you think is particularly pertinent, something that is true, you're more than welcome to use that. You're more than welcome to use that enthusiasm for the theory and actually channel it and say, you know what, actually this does make sense. Okay, and that's certainly what I would try and do, at least with Bowles and Gintis, because I mean some parts of it do make sense. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I was at school, I did always wonder, why on earth am I being made to wear a uniform? I know some of you have definitely asked me that question before. So this does provide somewhat of an accurate reasoning as to why the schools do this sort of thing, and it is to prepare you for work. Okay, so don't forget, this is a Marxist perspective. Okay, yes, they do look at this in a very negative light. Okay, they say that it's just creating mindless sort of robot workers, if you like. But equally, it does provide a bit of an accurate comparison between the demands of the workplace and the expectations of students. Okay, so there's definitely something there. Definitely something there. And equally, it outlines a clear pathway that is laid out to students in order to get them into work quickly when they leave school. Okay, so you guys have all been to the careers fair. You've all been to sort of work experience, maybe. I'm not too sure. But either way, that does stand to reason. Okay, we're trying to get you into work. Okay, you're providing for the bourgeoisie. Okay, according to Bowles and Gintis. So definitely something there. Definitely something there. However, as always, with Marxists, functionalists, feminists, there's always something to criticize. Okay, one key factor that it doesn't really acknowledge is that it really does neglect higher education. So what I'm saying is university. Okay, so in the 1970s, university was not really common for many people. It was very much a sort of a minority of the smartest of smart people who went to university. But in modern society, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you, if not all of you, are probably considering university, and that just wasn't the case back then. Okay, everyone is able to go to university in some capacity in like these days in modern times, but that wasn't the case. Okay, and what university gives you is insight. Okay, it makes you into a creative thinker, a critical thinker, and that's not really what the bourgeoisie want. Okay, so that's something that really doesn't add up. Equally, and this is a word that I've taught you to try and use, it's deterministic. Okay, it doesn't really account for individual choice. So, for example, when you picked your GCSEs, you made a choice about what four subjects you particularly wanted to do to pursue your interests. Okay, and if you were trying to create sort of the same batch of mindless workers, then you probably wouldn't give them much of a choice in what they studied. So again, that's not really explained by Bowles and Gintis. And then furthermore, if, excuse me, if I were a feminist, then I would probably think about the fact that it doesn't really explore the expectations laid out for girls in comparison to boys. Okay, it really does shape educational outcomes when girls are said to take sort of textiles and certain brands of PE, sort of those sort of art and those creative subjects, whereas boys are put into those subjects that are highly employable, like science and maths. So that's something that Marxism neglects. Okay, don't forget those words: economically deterministic. Okay. Marxism is very much that sort of deterministic because they focus solely on social class and neglect things like gender. Okay, so that's Bowles and Gintis. Hopefully that makes sense. As always, guys, if you do have any questions about this one, then do get in touch. The main thing to remember is this correspondence principle, okay? The relationship between school and capitalist society. It mirrors the workplace, okay, and prepares you for a life of boring manual work. Okay, so very, very uplifting case study, this one, but definitely one to know. Definitely one to know. Okay, nice one, guys. Thank you.